Expressing My Love, A Journey of the Heart. In the quaint town of Willow Creek, where the colors of the leaves fluctuated with the changing seasons, I found myself ensnared in a feeling so profound that it defied all explanation. Her name was Lily, and from the moment our eyes locked across the crowded cafe, I knew there was something extraordinary about her. There was an unnameable connection that stirred within me, igniting a fire that I couldn't extinguish. Yet, with the warmth of my feelings came the chill of the outside world. Friends and family, well-meaning yet oblivious, often had their own ideas about love, insisting that it should fit neatly into the boxes they created. They had their ideals of who I should love, and those who could never possibly match what they envisioned. You should be with someone more like, they would begin, but I wasn't interested in someone more like anyone else. I wanted Lily, with her laughter that danced like spring rain and her spirit that wrapped around me like a warm embrace. Every day, I grappled with the dichotomy of my reality. I remember sitting on my bed, the walls lined with posters from bands we both admired. I would pore over the words to express my feelings, yet they always felt inadequate. How do I share this love for her? I'd ponder, grappling with scripted notions of what love should be. It wasn't just about me, either. The fear of judgment lingered heavy in the air, as my friends leaned on me to temper my affections into something easier to digest. You can't really love her, they would say, not understanding that love knows no bounds or expectations. It just happens, unabashed and unrepentant. Despite their insistence that I could feel differently, I knew my heart wouldn't yield. But I love her, I would affirm, and though the words hung there, they rarely landed in a way that opened their eyes. It was as though I was speaking a language they had never bothered to learn, filled with nuances and tender moments that defied simplification. Days turned into weeks, and I found solace in secret meetings with Lily. We would find tiny pockets of time, sipping lattes beneath a sprawling oak tree at the park or stealing kisses under the streetlights. With each moment, I became more convinced that our love was something worth embracing, regardless of how others perceived it. In those stolen hours, we shared dreams and whispered secrets. I was made stronger by her laughter and the comfort of her presence. You know, I just want to be with you without all the noise, I confessed one evening, trailing my fingers across her hand. In her smile, I saw the affirmation my heart longed for. She loved me, fiercely and without apology. It was in that realization that I found my voice again. I started to believe that expressing my love didn't necessitate the approval of others. Instead, it needed only the authenticity of my heart. So even if my friends and family didn't understand, I began to let go of their expectations. They'll just have to get over it, I thought. Because what we shared was more precious than conformity, it was love, raw and real. And it was ours. In reclaiming my voice, I also discovered the freedom to love openly and proudly. Each day became a testament to that journey, every glance from her sparked a joy that I wouldn't trade for anything. My heart was full of defiance, a beautiful rebellion against the constraints imposed by others. Ultimately, I learned that love, in all its splendid forms, is meant to be celebrated, not silenced. I stood firm in my truth, ready to face whatever came my way, because my love for Lily was undeniable, and it was worth every challenge we might face together. As summer gave way to autumn, the air in Willow Creek grew crisp and the leaves turned shades of amber and crimson, mirroring the warmth blooming in my heart. Every moment with Lily felt like a summer evening, long, lingering, and filled with shimmering sparks of possibility. We spent weekends exploring our favorite spots in town, making a habit of visiting the little bookstore on Maple Street where we could lose ourselves among the shelves, discussing everything from classic literature to our shared dreams for the future. One Saturday afternoon, after an impromptu picnic by the river, we found ourselves sitting in a quaint cafe, sipping hot chocolate as raindrops began to tap against the windows. The world outside blurred into a cozy backdrop while our love story unfolded within our own bubble. With the scent of chocolate lingering in the air, I looked at Lily, her hair tumbling over her shoulders, and felt an overwhelming urge to tell her just how much she meant to me. I want to share my life with you, you know? I said, my heart racing. I've never felt this way with anyone else. It's like everything else fades away when I'm with you. Her eyes lit up, and I saw a mixture of surprise and joy. Really? You feel that way too, she replied softly, brushing her fingers against mine, sending warmth radiating through me. Of course. I don't want a future that doesn't include you. The words tumbled out of me, wrapped in a delightful mix of nerves and excitement. I want us to be open about who we are, together, unapologetically. We talked for hours, amidst laughter and playful teasing, as the cafe began to fill with the scent of freshly baked pastries. We envisioned a life where love wasn't sidelined or hushed, a life shared, public, and joyous. The following week, emboldened by our conversation, we decided to attend the annual Willow Creek Fall Festival. As I helped Lily into her cozy sweater, I felt a tingle of excitement and anxiety. We both knew the festival would be crawling with familiar faces, friends, classmates, and family. But it was also an opportunity to embrace our love openly, to step fully into the light. As we arrived, the vibrant atmosphere pulsed with laughter, twinkling lights, and the smell of caramel apples and pumpkin spice. Hand in hand, we strolled through the festival, exchanging inside jokes and stealing glances at one another that spoke volumes. I felt alive, and I reveled in the sweetness of our connection, no longer caring about the occasional stares or whispers that accompanied us. Let's get some caramel apples, Lily suggested, her eyes sparkling with mischief. Only if we can share one. I teased back, and she laughed, nodding enthusiastically. We approached the vendor, giggling like kids, and I could feel the weight of the world begin to lift. As we wandered, sharing bites of the sweet treat, a familiar face emerged from the crowd, Sarah, a close friend from high school. I felt a knot tighten in my stomach, but then I glanced at Lily, who simply smiled, her confidence radiating like sunshine. I squeezed her hand tighter, ready to face whatever might come next. Hey! Sarah called out, her voice cheerful. But as she drew closer, her smile faltered, and her gaze flickered between us, hesitating. Are you too? Yes. I blurted out, unable to contain the thrill of our truth any longer. We're together. Wow. Sarah said, her surprise morphing into a grin. That's amazing. It was a moment of relief as she wrapped her arms around us both, pulling us into a warm embrace. I'm so happy for you. The unexpected support washed over me, pushing away the lingering apprehension I had felt moments before. As the evening wore on, more friends came by, their reactions varied but, ultimately, a mix of curiosity and acceptance. Some were surprised, others smiling brightly as they congratulated us, and I felt the warmth of community wrapping us in protection, a newfound strength in our shared love. The high spirits of the festival carried me through the next few weeks. Each moment spent with Lily, with whispers of dreams, laughter over shared meals, and the comfort of companionship, made me want to shout from the rooftops. For the first time, it felt like there was no burden in loving her, no constraints. It was simply a beautiful part of my existence. However, as we embraced our truth, I knew not everyone would accept it so easily. A week later, I was confronted by a close family member, an aunt whose approval I had always cherished. Is it true? She began, her expression a mix of concern and confusion. About you and that girl? I took a deep breath, gathering my resolve. Yes, Aunt Carol. It's true. I love her. Her response was hesitant, and the silence that followed felt like an eternity. But, it's not right. You know how people will talk. It doesn't matter, I replied firmly, my heart rattling but my resolve solid. What matters is how I feel. Loving her makes me happy. That night, I confided in Lily about my conversation, my heart heavy with the reality that not everyone would understand our love. But when I saw Lily's unwavering support in her eyes, I felt a glimmer of hope. We'll face it together, she said as she entwined her fingers with mine. No matter what comes our way. And just like that, we made a pact, to handle life's challenges side by side, embracing our truth in each other. As the days turned into weeks, our love became fortified, not just by shared experiences and laughter but by the understanding that our happiness was worth fighting for. Whether we encountered acceptance or resistance, we faced them united, learning that love flourishes in the honesty of our connection. And so, amidst the noise of the world, we stood as partners in love, passionate and unwavering, ready to write our own story, one chapter at a time. As autumn deepened and the first whispers of winter brushed against Willow Creek, the landscape transformed into a postcard scene of frosted mornings and rich colors. With each passing day, my relationship with Lily grew stronger, solidified by shared experiences and unwavering support. We became inseparable, each outing an adventure worthy of laughter and memories. One Friday evening, as I prepared for a cozy night in, Lily surprised me with an invitation to a local LGBTQ+ community gathering at the community center. "It'll be fun. You can meet other people who understand us," she exclaimed, her excitement infectious. Nervous anticipation buzzed in my chest, but I nodded. "Okay, I'm in." When we arrived that Saturday, the vibrant atmosphere welcomed us. The center buzzed with laughter and chatter, the walls adorned with artwork from local LGBTQ+ artists. As we mingled with new faces, I felt a surge of relief. Here was a place where love wasn't questioned but celebrated. Lily led the way, introducing me to a variety of people, each with their own story and journey. There was Mia, an artist whose work reflected her struggles and triumphs, Jordan, a spoken-word poet with words so powerful they could pierce through silence, and Clara and Ben, a couple who shared tales of their adventures and challenges as they navigated life together. "Isn't it amazing to be ourselves?" Lily asked, her eyes shining with joy as she looked around the room. I couldn't help but smile. It felt like we had stepped into a world that had been waiting for us all along. As the night wore on, a panel discussion began on love and acceptance, inviting questions from the audience. I found myself enraptured by the stories shared, some filled with heartache, others brimming with joy. Each narrative bolstered my courage to embrace my journey with Lily fully, to be proud of the love we shared. "Is anyone in the audience feeling inspired to share?" the moderator asked, and to my surprise, I felt Lily squeeze my hand, a gentle nudge. I turned to her, eyes wide, but she nodded encouragingly. Taking a deep breath, I stood up, my heart pounding as I stepped to the front. "I have something to share," I began, my voice steadying as I saw Lily smile from the corner of my eye. "I'm here with my girlfriend, and until recently, I kept our love a secret because of fear. But seeing all of you here, hearing your stories, it made me realize how powerful love can be. It's worth celebrating." The room erupted in warm applause, and I felt a rush of gratitude and excitement bubbling within me. I didn't expect applause. I simply wanted to express that our love was something to honor, despite the challenges we faced. As I returned to my seat, Lily embraced me, her eyes bright with pride. "You were amazing," she whispered, and I could feel how her happiness resonated within me. The evening continued with dancing, laughter, and heartfelt conversations, but what struck me most was a renewed sense of community. Surrounded by those who lived their truths unapologetically, I felt emboldened to be open, to share not just my love for Lily, but my whole self with the world. However, with newfound boldness came the reality of the obstacles we would face. It was still a journey of acceptance and understanding, and not everyone in our lives would come to terms with our love. The next day, I received a message from my Aunt Carol. We hadn't spoken since our tense conversation, and her message felt daunting. "Can we talk?" it read. My heart raced. I wasn't sure I was ready. I turned to Lily, nervously biting my lip. "What should I do?" "Talk to her," Lily urged gently, brushing a strand of hair from my face. "It's important to keep the lines of communication open, even if it's hard." With a deep breath, I replied, agreeing to meet for coffee the next day. When we sat across from each other at our favorite cafe, I felt the weight of uncertainty pressing down on me. Carol looked much like I remembered her, meticulous in her appearance, neat hair, and that hint of anxiety etched on her face. "I'm sorry for how I reacted the other day," she began, her voice soft. "I wanted to understand, but I didn't know how." My breath caught in my throat. "Thank you for saying that." I felt a warmth growing, reminding me that we might be on the path to healing. I love you, and I want to support you, she continued. But I'm struggling to accept that this is who you are. I just need time. I understand, I replied, feeling a wave of relief and frustration surge within me. It's new for me too, but I love Lily, and I want you to understand that love is important to me. Carol nodded, her eyes glistening. I'll try, she promised. I really will. After our honest conversation, I walked away feeling lighter. Though the journey ahead would have its challenges, in that moment, I felt hopeful. Back at home, Lily welcomed me with open arms. How did it go? She asked, her concern etched on her brow. I think there's progress, I replied, feeling buoyed by our talk. It's a start. I think she's trying. With each open conversation, I felt the walls of fear and isolation crumble. My love for Lily became a beacon of empowerment, encouraging not just my own growth, but the growth of those around us. As we moved deeper into winter, sharing hot chocolates and cozy evenings, I knew our love was more than just a romance. It was a revolution of love and acceptance within ourselves and our community. Together, we vowed to stand firm against the cold winds of uncertainty, knowing that, side by side, we could face whatever came our way. Every day felt like a new beginning, our love evolving, lighting the path not only for us but hopefully for others too. The essence of our journey reminded me that while love can sometimes feel like a solitary road, it also connects us to the wider world, weaving a tapestry of shared experiences and understanding. As the snow began to fall gently outside, I took Lily's hand, and amidst the warmth of our shared dreams, we knew that together, we would pave the way toward a future filled with love, hope, and authenticity. With the first snowfall blanketing Willow Creek in a soft layer of white, the world seemed transformed into a winter wonderland. Streets twinkled with festive lights, and shops filled with cheerful decorations provided a perfect backdrop for the holiday season. But more importantly, I felt a growing sense of assurance in my relationship with Lily and a desire to embrace my authentic self fully. As Christmas approached, I could feel the excitement in the air, and plans were being set in motion for gatherings with friends and family. Lily had suggested we host a small get-together for our closest friends, a chance to celebrate our love and share our joy openly without fear of judgment. It'll be fun, she had said, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. I'll bake the cookies. I grinned, motivated by my desire to include everyone in the festivities while showcasing a bit of my heart in the form of food. When the night of our gathering arrived, our living room was adorned with twinkling lights, garlands of pine, and the aroma of freshly baked cookies wafting through the air. Friends filed in, laughter bubbling like the hot cocoa we served, and with each welcomed face, my heart swelled with gratitude. We welcomed everyone, our friends from the community center, some college friends, and a few family members, each adding their warmth to our intimate celebration. As the evening unfolded, all the worries and doubts faded into the background. Music played softly, and the room thrummed with friendship and support. As I watched Lily laughing with a group of friends, I felt a wave of affection wash over me. She was the light of my life, and I couldn't help but join her, overwhelmed by happiness. In a moment of spontaneity, I suggested a circle for everyone to share something they were grateful for. Let's celebrate our connections tonight, I proposed, feeling inspired by how far we had come as individuals and as a couple. One by one, our friends spoke, their words weaving threads of emotions and experiences that formed a beautiful tapestry of love and resilience. As we reached the end of the circle, it was only fitting that I turned to Lily, my heart brimming. I'm thankful for Lily, I began, my voice steady but filled with emotion. She has helped me find my true self and embrace love fiercely. I never knew how powerful it could be until I met her. We've faced challenges, but her presence makes me feel brave. Everyone nodded appreciatively, their acknowledgments creating an enveloping warmth in the room. Lily's cheeks flushed with happiness, and her gaze carried unspoken words filled with affection. I'm thankful for you too, she responded, her voice soft yet filled with conviction. For being you, for being brave, and for letting me love you. Our journey together has changed my life. With laughter and gratitude filling the air, the night was a celebration of acceptance, a testament to how far we had come. I felt a heaviness lift from my heart as I embraced our truth fully. This was our story, rich in love and authenticity. After everyone had shared, I glanced around at each smiling face, the gratitude palpable. But this wasn't simply a gathering, it felt like a community was forming, an acknowledgement and acceptance of our love and who we were as individuals. As the night drew late and laughter gave way to contented sighs, I felt a gentle tug on my arm. It was Lily, her eyes sparkling with an idea. Want to do something for the new year? Let's make a resolution together. What do you have in mind? I asked, intrigued. Let's commit to being our authentic selves in the coming year, wherever it takes us. Let's advocate for love, not just for us, but for others who may feel the same way we once did, she proposed. We can volunteer, speak out, or simply share our story, whatever feels right. I love that idea, I replied, my heart swelling with excitement. We can make a difference together. And so, in the spirit of the new beginnings that the new year represented, we decided to become ambassadors of love and acceptance in our community. As the clock ticked toward midnight, Lily and I exchanged gentle promises, filled with hope and purpose for the year ahead. As fireworks lit up the dark sky on New Year's Eve, illuminating the world in vibrant bursts of light, I held Lily close, the impact of the moment washing over me. We stood, wrapped in our love, surrounded by our friends, each explosion of color reminding us of the beauty of living openly and authentically. In the soft glow of the aftermath, I whispered into Lily's ear, "Here's to us, to love, and to being brave. Here's to finding our way together," she smiled back, her gaze steady and sure. In that moment, everything felt limitless, as if the world were opening up before us. We were ready to step into the future, hand in hand, heart to heart, ready to face challenges, celebrate victories, and embrace the beautiful journey that lay ahead. And as the snow began to fall outside, washing the world in pure white, I felt certain that love, with all its intricacies, was indeed the most powerful force of all, capable of weathering any storm. Together, we would tell our story and pave the way for others, forging a path of understanding and acceptance that would ripple throughout our lives. With hope in our hearts and love as our guide, we were ready to embrace whatever came next.